Since when is being a human equivalent with being defeatist? When did it become the norm to be negative, gloomy, and unhappy? Whether you're young, old, rich, poor, male, female, transgender. If you're in fact a human and not hooked on some magic pill all the time, chances are you're either miserable, angry, or afraid. And it's not just you, nor I, it is our entire community. It is our entire society. We've somehow, as a society, managed to even be afraid of our very own creations. I'm talking about our uncanny fear of robots. And moreover, we're afraid of each other. We're afraid of our brothers, our neighbors, our cousins, our husbands, our friends. Let's not even start talking about our friends, actually. How many of you wake up thinking that your boss wants to screw you over, that the system is against you, that the company you work for wants to take advantage of you? How many of you wake up lazy? And how many of you wish you wouldn't wake up at all? So why am I here? I am here humbly, standing humbly in front of all of you today to shed a new perspective on this glorious, glorious life we could all be living. And I call this perspective the Olympic Games of life. They say the quality of your life depends on the quality of your questions. So when I was 12-ish, I asked my mom a really good one. She was watching the Summer Olympic Games at the time. So I asked her, Mommy, why do some people compete in the Olympic Games? Well, at least that's how I suppose my voice sounded. And she told me that it was to showcase the unlimited capacity of human potential and to bring pride and glory to themselves, to their families, and to their countries. And I thought, how beautiful. So of course, with big, brown, bright eyes, I follow up asking, can I be an Olympic athlete? A few tumbles around the gym later, and we realized that is not my true calling. So after moping around for a few months that I was not allowed to enter this secret circle of people who are meant to lead these extraordinary lives, I dedicated myself to painting. And in painting, I discovered Leonardo da Vinci, the universal genius, who also showcased the unlimited capacity of human potential, and who was not a sportsman. And then I discovered Albert Einstein, another genius, who also advanced humanity. So I thought, cool, you needn't be a sportsman in order to reach glory. My new problem, though, was that it appeared you needed to be a genius. And according to my IQ tests, I was there, but not quite. Luckily, at that time I was watching American movies. And so I heard numerous references to a certain Neil Armstrong, small step for man, huge step for mankind. Okay, not a genius, not a sportsman, but he was the first man to reach the moon, a huge achievement for mankind. So by that point, my theory was as follows. If you want to reach glory, you need to be either a sportsman, a genius, or a pioneer. Cool, I thought, easy to do, until I realized that I could not really take credit for the invention of the wheel. Fire was long created, and Google answered most of our questions. And I was scrolling on Google one day, and I had an epiphany. I've realized that Steve Jobs, the man most of us consider the greatest visionary of our time, did not invent the cell phone, but he turned a cell phone into something remarkable, the iPhone. So if you think about it, none of these people were specifically competing for that Olympic medal, but they were acting as if they were. In every generation, there are but a few people who take it upon themselves to advance humanity, whether it's humanity in a particular subject or whether it's humanity in general. I call these people the Olympic athletes of life. And these are the people that turn their lives into something resembling the Olympic Games. And so, my years passed by studying these people, hoping, praying that one day I might become one of them. So I'm also here, standing humbly in front of all of you today as a mere novice in the very concept I'm explaining, fully acknowledging that I'm but only in my training period. Because in the Olympics of life, you have two phases. You have the competition in itself and training for the next competition. Because, as any athlete will tell you, you get to rest after competition for about 2 days. Oh, and only at the physical level. Because at an intellectual level, you're reviewing your approach, you're refining your strategy, and you're preparing for the next competition, which transcribes in life as exactly the same thing. You'll win some, you'll lose some. You'll make some friends and gain some enemies. You'll race against the clock, actually. Your time will seem limited, and you will be your own biggest critic. But you live. That is how I feel. That is how you'll feel. And that is how everyone on this journey feels. You need to understand everything I'm telling you is something that I both studied and experienced myself. And actually, I like to think I completed one of my Olympic stages of life, if you will, with a book I co-wrote together with World Development Authority Brian Tracy. And in this book, which has since its release become an international bestseller, named Cracking the Code to Success, it was my intention to elaborate on how one can build that elite brand for themselves, how one can reach that celebrity expert status, because I'm a brand master. So that's what I know, that's what I do, that is my area of expertise. But the really interesting part, the really good part that I want to share with you tonight is what I realized in writing this book. If you want to reach that celebrity status in your area of expertise, you need to combine branding and marketing with personal development. You need to become an Olympic athlete of life. You need to become a man on a mission. The difference between Olympic athletes of life and non-Olympians is having a mission. A mission that is true to yourself, larger than life, and driven by the most purest intent. All of us have a talent. You may call it your God-given gift or whomever really you choose to believe in. If you do not use this talent, you will notice that it gradually fades away. These are the people who often tell you how in their 20s they used to be very good at such and such. How when they were young, they had this one genius idea but never got to persuade it. On the other hand, if you use this talent selfishly, so only to benefit yourselves, you will notice that you may only reach a mediocre level of wealth, well-being, and fame. But if you use this talent for the greater good, if you use this talent for humanity, your inner power becomes unlimited. So, when you discover this talent and you choose to pursue it for the greater good, that is when your Olympics of life begins. Truth be told, you'll have to sacrifice short-term desires for your long-term goals. You'll have to give up some things such as leisurely activities, hobbies, maybe some friendships. But you'll do so gladly, enthusiastically even, because you're a man on a mission. Oftentimes my friends come up to me and ask me, Karina, what on earth are you doing now? And I'm saying, I'm preparing for the Olympics. And then they ask me, what Olympics? You're not an athlete? The Olympics of life, but of course. Puzzled, they follow up with the next question. But Karina, haven't you got enough? But you see, it's not about how much you have. It's not even about how much you give. It's about the competition. The competition with yourself, and for humanity. The competition keeps you alive. And anything except living in life will make you feel utterly dissatisfactory. Due to the internet, my life struggles as an athlete of life will unravel before your very own eyes. You will inevitably become witnesses to my Olympics of life, and I will become one to yours. You will cheer for my wins and laugh at my losses and be appalled by the critical voices of my haters. But truth be told, I don't know what the future holds. I don't know. But there is one thing I can assure you, you'll always see me doing. And that is fight. Fight with grace, and fight with honor, and fight with audacity. Because this is my Olympics of life. And I choose to live it to the fullest every single day. Maybe sometime in the near future, hopefully, we'll meet again. And I will be able to tell you more on how this Olympics of life journey unraveled for me. But until then, I want to extend to you an invitation. I invite you to perceive your life as the Olympics. Do that, and you'll do everything differently. Thank you.
Karina Ochis, mulțumim despre Olimpiada vieții.